this, guys, is the second part of my sugar addiction episodes, and today I'm here with My Westerdahl, that have had a lot of history with sugar addiction and some other a really big health journey with weight loss. So today we are going to talk about her journey and a lot of other stuff. So you really want to check this out.
Okay, so who is My Westerdahl? My Westerdahl is also called LCHF-ingenjören. She is a 27-year-old Swedish girl. She's now a sober sugar-addicted engineer, and she is most of all famous for blogging about her disease. And she have an amazing weight loss journey. She talks about in her blog. She have lost 95 kilo. It's 210 pounds.
So welcome me, and thank you for having me over to your lovely hotel here in Stockholm. I first want to ask you, when did you have your first how did you realize that you were at sugar addiction? Can you share with us your first memory of your realizing that I'm a sugar addicted?
Actually, I have always been feeling different from other people because the sugar was a big part of my life. Either I would plan when I would eat my sugar, or I would eat it, or I would recover from the consequences. I was, calling in sick to work just to be home alone and eat. Didn't have any grades from high school because I was away so much, home eating. And I was stealing from my parents just to get my sugar, my candy. And yeah, all my life was, about sugar. But I didn't feel, I didn't know about sugar addiction. I was just thought that, it was me. I was lazy, I didn't have any discipline, it was me that was wrong. And all society was telling me that just go out and run, just eat less, and it would fix itself. And actually I got, treatment for eating disorders since I was 15, but nothing helped. I was, drinking pulver, I was dieting, I was doing everything, but nothing helped. But when I started the keto diet, 2010, everything got better, actually. But in 5 years I was just an alcoholic. I was had sober periods that I could eat my keto food, but then I got into sugar again, and it was on and off. But then 2 years ago I admitted that I was powerless. I didn't have any power to control my urges to sugar. So it was 2 years ago I realized that I am a sugar addicted person.
So it just came down from the heaven and bam!
No, I Googled it actually, and then I found I Googled it and I found a small company called Eget in Malmö here in Sweden. They was dealing with this kind of stuff, and they had sugar detox courses. So I was just what the heck, I don't have the power to always restart with my keto food on Monday again. So I was taking this chance and thought that yes, this is my last chance. And then I got into what sugar addiction are and how to keep sober. So yeah, that was the best decision of my life, and they helped me understand that I am sugar addicted.
So when I've been reading your blog and following you, I have seen and understood that your family have done everything in their power to help you with your weight. Have you like they have been going to the diets and like doctors and everything to like help you lose the weight, but if you would look back on that journey today and when you get kids, how would you how would you help your kids if you see that they have the same problem that you have, like with the sugar addiction?
Well, first thing, I will do everything in my power when I get pregnant and I get to be a mom to don't create any sugar addiction. I will keep to keto food because sugar is my drug, so I don't have any choice when I'm pregnant, and I will do anything in my power to keep the sugar away from my kids as long as possible. Because we know that about drugs, because we know that the earlier you give a drug to a person, the more probability there are to get addicted. But if I get a kid that are, like sugar addicted, I would contact a doctor to get, like a doctor opinion, so the school can give my kids keto food, because it's really hard to give them, like carbs in school, but fat at home. We need to keep it simple. We need to keep it keto. And I will talk to my kids, it's not their fault. They are not lazy. They are not, they don't have any lack of discipline. They are sick, because sugar addiction is a sickness. It's a disease. It's a brain disease. So, and I will, treat them with love and understanding. No blame, no diets, nothing like that. I would do anything in my power to be a, understanding, a good mom. Supportive.
So I often read in your blog that you are writing about your tools that you are using to help you to not falling back on a sugar addiction. Can you mention to us some of your tools or tell us about some tips that you use to not going back on this like craving state, or what to call it?
Relapse and denial is a part of this disease. Like when you are addicted to a drug, the first years you will, try to control the drug. You will try to, eat lagom, that we say in Sweden, not too much. But sooner or later you lose control. And that is what's happening even when we are sober from our drug. We are, our brain will treat us to, eat. So it's really, really about be aware of the disease. It's really, really important to go to 12 steps meeting with people that are, newly sober, because then you hear their stories and then you get reminded of how bad it was when you were dealing with your drug. And it's really important to have support from people that are like you, because otherwise it's really hard to keep it clean, because you feel so different from everybody and you feel so alone and you have so much guilt. And of course, go out to, work out. It's really important. Good food, great routines, have the same routines every day. And, dealing with gratitude. Think about the things that make you happy and Don't focus on the bad things, just focus on the good things. And every day I write down stuff that makes me happy, and every day I know what I'm going to eat today and the next day. Food is the choice, the drug of my choice. So I really need to, prepare everything I eat. But it's hard, to just say like, use this and get well. It's so complicated. It's a complex disease. We need to treat it with so many different tools. You need to change all your life. You can't live the same life as you did when you drugged, because that life is a poison life. You need to, change the way you live, the way you think, the way you act. It's a challenge.
A lot of people is talking about cravings, like a terminology that is super easy to use. But I think, and I have understood that the terminology of cravings is a totally different for you. Do you agree with this? Thing that I'm saying, or yeah, how do you define a craving? Can you tell us?
Yeah, it's hard for me because I don't know how you people that are normal or have normal brains feel a craving. I can only explain what I feel, and craving is like pressure in your body. It's like on the Monday you promise yourself never again. You promise your wife or your husband and your family that I won't take this drug again, I promise you. And you really mean it in that second. You really do. You do not lie because you mean it. But as the time goes by, the hours, the days, kind of pressure builds in your body. First you get the, a little bit worried and you feel uncomfortable and you get emotional. Everything people say, you explode or you start to cry. You have really, really weird emotions, and you get angry and you can't sleep, and it's like the whole life get affected of your craving, of this pressure. And then you take the drug. And because the drug, the addiction, is that you don't have any choice. You don't have any choice but taking your drug. People say that, it's about, discipline or just decide. But you don't have any choice. If you do have a choice, you are not addicted. It's a disease that completely poisons your life, because it destroys your life. I got fired. I didn't have any grade. And to handle that shit, I needed to take my drug because I could not handle the feelings. And when I take my drug, I destroyed my life even more. And it's like a really bad circle. And when the craving comes, it's like a pain. It hurts in every cell. It's so, what do you say? You can't stand it, It really, really hurts. It's like a physical pain.
So if you look back on your weight journey, can you tell us if your goals and your thoughts have been changed during this time, or if it's the same? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, in the beginning I ate keto just to, lose weight. It was another diet for me actually. But then I got, stuck in it. I got in love with the keto diet. So for me, it's that's, my baseline. This is normal to me. I have been eating like this in 7 years, and I'm never going back because I don't have any choice. Because before it was I need to lose weight, so I need to eat keto. Now it's I need to be sane. I need to have a job, I need to have a family, so I need to eat keto. You know, it's the only choice I have as a sugar addict. So yeah, it's really different now.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you maybe is like thinking about more about your health than just weight loss.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
suppose. So I know that you talk about that you have a lot of like addict sisters, or what to call them. Like you have people in your community that you talk to when you're feeling that you have like a throwback in addiction. Can you tell people how you find these kind of people, and how where in the community and where in the world can they find this kind of people that can help them?
You can find them in 12 steps programs. Food Addicted Anonymous, FAA, or Overeaters Anonymous, OA. There you find your new family, and you find them online. Just Google it. You can find them on Facebook. You know, we are everywhere. But when you're addicted and you use your drug, you feel so alone. So you need to get out there and meet people that are just like you.
I have read that a lot of people is when they are sugar addicted, they often like starting with sugar, but they often turning into like heavier stuff. Have that ever been the case for you? Like that you have started with sugar and then turning into something heavier, like alcohol or something like that? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I got drunk the first time when I was 11. And I drank really heavy and often. So I was starting to develop, you know, like misusing of alcohol. But my drug of choice is sugar. If anyone, you know, asked me if what do you like to be tonight, drunk or having a lot of candy, I would choose the candy, of course. But as an addict, we are addicted to, you know, like many different drugs. So if we quit with one, it's really common to develop other addictions like alcohol or shopping, or maybe some of us some develop sex or gambling, and you know, like stuff like that. So if you're a person that are an addict, you need to, you know, like watch out, because your brain will always trick you to find new ways to get this rush.
So is it something more that you want to add to this conversation about sugar addiction and people with this kind of disease? And is it something you just want people to know about this?
Well, I think it's really important to know that it's a disease. It's not about discipline, it's not about laziness, it's not about anything. It's a brain disease, and we need to, you know, like understand that. And the sooner we understand that, the more people can be helped in this disease that actually are taking a lot of life today.
So thank you so much, Me, for this talk. This was so interesting, and I hope this will inspire a lot of you guys too.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
She is amazing, and I hope you guys want to follow her in her healthy journey, because it's really amazing. In the description below, I have put up a link to all her social media also, so you can check her out, of course. And if you want to learn more, and all the links that she have, all the like names on different things that she have mentioned, all the like help groups and stuff like that, is also put down below, so you can check them out. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This was really interesting. Next week I'm going to have my last episode of this series, that I'm going to talk about like really concrete on what you can do to prevent and help you if you have a sugar addiction. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you next week, I hope. Also make sure that you hit the like button below if you like this video. Share it with a friend if you think that they will have if they will benefit from this video and maybe can inspire them. Also hit the subscribe button below if you want to get some good vibes. Bye!
Fan vad jag pratar dålig engelska, det är
Nej,
helt
det är
sinnessjukt. Jag bara hamnar så bara, fan säger man det ordet?